Your, Y-O-U-R, and your, the one with the apostrophe, or don't always know when to use T-O-O, T-O, or T-W-O? Or does it make you crazy when people make grammatical errors in emails or on business signs? If you answered yes to either question, then a brand new book from two Twin Cities guys is just for you. It's called Irregardless, Ain't a Word. It's the story of Chip and Chaz, two lifelong friends on a mission to become agents for a secret government agency. The book is filled with big-time common English errors, and most importantly, it tells you how to fix them. Joining us this morning, John Schweitz and Patrick Hawkins, the book's authors. Good morning, guys. Thanks for being with us.
Good morning.
All right. Right out of the gate, irregardless, not a word, one I say all the time. But a lot of people say that all the time. It's a really common mistake.
Sure is.
Talk to me about that.
Irregardless is one of those words. You either are a person who uses it or a person who makes fun of people that use it. And, there's all kinds of, the book covers written mistakes, but it also includes words that people use in the spoken language, words like especially,
right,
with an X. And
you know that you don't get to use the letter X when you're playing Scrabble or Words with Friends that people play on their iPad these days. You do not get to use the letter X to spell the word especially. Doesn't work.
I love that you guys did this book because you don't claim to be experts.
Nope.
These are just things that kind of bugged you along the way.
Absolutely.
So how did you come up with the idea to do this book?
Well, John and I we've known each other for over 20 years, back to our college days, and so we've had a lot of time to think about this stuff. But really over the last 10 years or so is when we started to notice that more and more of these mistakes are being made, simple mistakes, and they were common, and they seem to be becoming more common. And two and two, as you mentioned, there and there, your and your. Spell check, as we mentioned in the book, spell check is not necessarily going to correct those problems when used incorrectly in a statement. So, it's something that we felt was a good way to get across to the people in a book format.
I was going to say, it's in a book format, and nobody really likes to read about grammar, but that's what makes this book so much fun, is there is kind of a little storyline. How did you come up with that idea?
English is not a language that's very intuitive. If you ask anybody that's, an English as a second language teacher, it's not a very easy language to teach. And, we discovered that, you need to have context when it comes to these words. There's plenty of books out there that have, that are in dictionary form, but not real fun to read.
Who likes to read those?
Yeah, right.
Nobody.
Right. Well, there are a lot of common mistakes that we all make. Let's take a look at some of them that are pretty common. We mentioned the two and the your. How about some other ones?
Well, one of my favorites.
Seen and saw. Yeah.
One of my favorite ones is, we had a president that really kind of lived out of his own dictionary.
Oh, who would that be?
He became very, almost famous for it. Strategery and stuff like that. And my favorite was nuclear. You would think that somebody on his administration would tell him that nuclear is pronounced nuclear.
Why do you think we do this, though? I mean, we kind of slip into these bad habits over and over again. Is it because we don't care? Or just nobody tells us? Is that the case?
I think it's just carelessness. I think that, a lot of these mistakes are mistakes that go completely unnoticed. Some of them are ones that, we can have some fun with. But there are some that, if it's in a resume or if it's in an important business communication, that can be kind of devastating.
Right. You get somebody who cares about the English language with a cover letter that has bad grammar in it, boy, you're out. Okay, you mentioned nuclear, but across with a T on the end. That's a big one, too.
It's not a word. We don't know where it came from.
Yeah, well, I was just saying, where is its origin? Because I do hear that, across with a T.
Well, there's plenty of them. In the book, I think there's about 125 examples, and what's fun about it is we weave it into this story with these characters that are kind of lovable. I guess they're kind of lovable.
They are. It's cute.
They're fun guys, and our intention really is to trick people into learning this stuff. It's to make them aware of the fact that these problems exist and, that there are ways to get around them. And, if there's a word that you're not sure how to use, work around it. Come up with something different.
And I had asked you earlier if you were able to get these in schools just yet. I know you guys are kind of just starting out with this, but I think it's such a great way for older kids, especially, like I said, grammar not a lot of fun to learn about, but really a great way to kind of hit home on the common mistakes.
Well, what we found is really it starts at a young age, and it carries all the way through your adult life, right? Most of the mistakes that we found came from business people. They did not come from a kindergartner or a kid in middle school. So we hope to tackle it at an early age so it doesn't affect that person effect would be A-F-F-E-C-T,
yeah, right.
by the way.
That's another big one.
Absolutely. It's in the book.
And I have to think hard about it, really hard.
It's a difficult one. I see it every day. But yeah, we hope that at some point down the road that maybe this will help take care of the problem.
All right. Well, thanks, guys. Irregardless, Ain't a Word is the book. It is on sale right now, and you can find one at irregardlessbook.com. John Schweitz and Patrick Hawkins, thanks for being with us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And helping us out where we need it.
We're trying.
All right.